So, hello everyone. Welcome back. First of all, apologies for not uploading this week. I've been quite busy enjoying my newly gained fame. No, for real. Thank you all for the amazing support that I've gotten on my last video, Can I Make You Love Red Dead Online? If you haven't watched it yet, I highly recommend you do so. Also, big thanks to all the people that subscribed since that last video. I think 6 or so people subscribed from it. So, welcome all, welcome aboard. For new people here, hi, hello, I'm Reralt. Before we get started, may I humbly ask you to rate this video when you're done watching it and leaving any thoughts about it in the comments below. That will be awesome. I would love to see some other opinions and other ideas in the mix in the comments. So yeah, leave your thoughts down below. Well, let's get started with this video. So, things that I would like to see in Red Dead Online. Before we go further, let me just clarify 2 things. 1. This video are things that I've written down myself and just genuinely would like to see in Red Dead Online. If some of these things are mentioned in countless other videos, then that's purely a coincidence. Also, you'll not see any of the generic ones like robbing trains or robbing stores or selling wagons. Those topics I will maybe discuss in a future video. Number 2, if you saw my last video, you all know that I play the game from a roleplay perspective. I like to deeply immerse myself in my character, so most of the things you'll see in this video will be coming from that point of view. Right, with that out of the way, let's start with number 1. Also, these are not in a specific order. Alright, number 1. Customization for the wilderness camp. So, the addition of the wilderness camps was a very pleasant surprise for everyone. Nothing would immerse me better in the story mode than riding around until dark and setting up camp. If we could customize how our wilderness camp looks, it would bring that same feeling in the online mode. Just imagine coming up to an online player, just sitting in his tent by a fire and maybe join him for a cup of coffee. Now, practically, this could easily be achieved. Let me just walk you through what I had in mind. So, the most likely option is that Rockstar adds a tent option to a new Outlaw Pass. But I would prefer they just put it in the catalog under hunting and fishing, for example, for around 250 bucks. You would then have a new menu in your online options called Wilderness Camp. In this you could tick off which features you would have standard in your camp. For example, the tent and the grilling surface. But you can also build these things on the fly, like in story mode when you can hold a button to set up your tent. And to make it even better, they could add different kinds of tents like I'm showing here in tall trees, some kind of forage design. Or just your standard white cloth tent. These tents could then be added, preferably in the catalog, but also in new upcoming Outlaw Passes. Right, let's get on to number 2. More saddle customization. This is a rather small point, but nonetheless a really important one for me. It would be awesome to hang a lasso on the side of your saddle, or perhaps some animal skins like raccoons or badgers. The collector saddle already improves on this a lot, but to have separate stuff to decorate your saddle with would be awesome. Something that I wrote down as a separate point, but kind of fits in with this one, is a rifle holster on your saddle. The fact that your long arm dangles on the side of your horse begins bothering me a bit. I will throw some pictures up about how I think that should look. This could easily be achieved by adding the advanced saddle customization feature and adding just a little holster for your long arm. The third thing that I've seen countless times on Reddit posts, for example, are the NPC clothes being added for players. I think this could easily be done, and heck, it would look a lot better than some of the stuff we have in the catalog right now. Some of the things I'm talking about include the regular cowboy hats, open vests or the ability to open existing ones, some of the rusty coats, backpacks maybe. Now I know backpacks may be the least likely, but the blind guy in the story has one, so you never know. And personally, just for me, a nice pair of jeans to make my rancher character look more awesome than he already does. The story is a really nice one. While we're on the topic of NPCs, my next point is more hairstyles and beard customization. Again, just take the NPCs as examples. To clarify, I, like many others, would like the hair growth mechanic from the story. But I just don't see it happening. And like the title says, things that are actually possible. But a good way to make up for this feature is expanding on the new stubble option in the game. This would mean that you could have a certain layer of thickness as stubble, but could combine it with other beard styles. Now for the female characters, I haven't got a clue. So if you're playing as female character, please let me know what you would like to see added as hairstyles or other things. Now let's get on to a small segment that I've thought about a lot, and it has everything to do with animations. First of all, a toggle switch in the options to revert back to the slower paced version that we had in the beta. This would mean that looting takes longer, skinning large game would look awesome, plus you would walk slower. I actually received an amazing comment on a Reddit post about my last video by the user The Setback, and he makes an excellent point that Rockstar enforces speedrun behavior, which is not how Red Dead Online should be. Just being able to enjoy RDO at a slower pace would be awesome. Now something that I would just very much like, a horse bonding animation switch. Now hold on, I know what you're thinking, what the hell? But I know it's a stupid thing, but it's just something I came up with and cannot let go. I hate that once you reach bonding level 4 with your horse, every time you mount it, your character decides to pet it. I would just like a switch that makes it so that your character acts like it's a level 1 horse. If I want to pet my horse, I will just press the calm button. Now the last thing that has to do with animations is just a kind of emote replacement. You would go into online options and get an option between emote mode or animation mode. These animations can be bought in a catalog and would consist of things like sitting, laying down, reading, leaning against the wall, or smoking, etc. I know some of the emotes already do things like this, for example the tough guy nod or the smoke cigarette emote, but that requires you to hold down a button. Just a simple leaning animation would be great. Right, so that's it for animations. Let's get to some more content ideas, and that will be it. Baths. Just baths. Going into Valentine for example and just let your character take a bath. Now I know that if you glitch this you may run into your character running around naked, but let's just hope that that bug doesn't make a return. It's not a very useful feature, but I told you, from a roleplayer's perspective, it's paradise. More camp upgrades. Just leaning more to the story camps would be great. Tasks that you could do in camp, like feeding the horses or chopping wood. This could just be useful for raising your honor level and unlocking some cool decorations for your camp. And lastly, but maybe the most important thing, muskets. How awesome it would be to reenact some Civil War scenes or go hunting for a bison herd with some old school muskets. Reloading would take ages, but the damage would be substantial. A huge cloud of smoke would come out of your weapon, maybe even being able to attach a bayonet to it. The closest thing we have right now is a Springfield rifle, but that doesn't do the trick nearly as well. But what makes me even more sad is that GTA Online has it in the game. It would only be logical to add it in Red Dead Online, and to feed Rockstar an idea, add it as a limited time item in the week of the 4th of July. That will be the best way to celebrate instead of giving us this useless poncho. Alright, I think that's it. Those are the things that I would like to see in Red Dead Online. Like I said before, some of these things might sound really unnecessary, but those are just things that would make me love Red Dead Online even more. And yeah, let me know what you all think. And do put some ideas in the comments below. And for your information, I am working on a rancher and lawman role video, so let's skip that one for now. And please do check out my last video if you haven't done so already. Alrighty, thank you all for watching, stay safe out there, have a good one, and bye bye.